Hi, welcome to today's video. I am in Folkestone. Now I've driven around here quite a lot recently and I've also done other photography. And I've said to myself, I want to do some photography of architecture, specifically stuff like this. It's brutalist, you know, people live there. We've got this one on the right here. And in fact, we've got quite a lot around Folkestone that is modern, but is also, I think, 60s and 70s, so concrete, that kind of stuff. So I'm armed just with the kit lens. There's always a noise, isn't there? I brought the kit lens because when I've watched people doing this on YouTube, they usually just use a 50mm prime, or they'll use a 35mm wide angle, a fixed lens. And I thought, well, okay, the best I can do is my kit lens, and I can set it at about 50mm. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk around and you're going to follow me. I think what I might do as well, because architecture, you know, especially if it's brutalist, comes out really well if it's in black and white. So that's kind of what I want to do. And also, it's a grey, bleak day. In fact, if I can get it all done before the rain comes, all good and well. So yeah, let's go and find some brutalist architecture and start taking some shots. So a perfect example, this block of flats with its tiered, what are they, balconies? They're not even balconies, it's just really abstract, isn't it? So I want to see what I can get out of this. I'm thinking at 50mm, just taking a shot like that. If I come further to the left, because it's all about aspects, then I lose the kind of the shape of it going up. One of the bizarre things is I was looking online, you know, when I was watching the videos, and to get the best out of architecture is to make sure that your sensor is horizontal to the ground, as with the building. Otherwise you get that perspective, you know, where the building is, you know, bottom wider at the bottom, narrower at the top. That's what I'm talking about. You can fix that in post-production just with the perspectives. But yeah, have those two shots. I'm going to find something else. It looks like they're rebuilding over the Lee's Pavilion. This used to be one of the grand meeting places during the Victorian era, and I do believe they had balls in there, you know, ballroom, dancing. And now look what they're doing. They're proposing a block of flats with the original architecture at the base of it. It'll look nice, I reckon. Modern starkness. I don't think I can take a picture of the concrete things. But I'm looking at this, and this is quite stark, isn't it? I wonder if I can get something out of that. It has got the straight elements. Let's go and stand in front of it, because I think if we can get straight on, it is that stark look about it, doesn't it? Apart from the undesirable who's standing around. He can see me filming him, so he's walking away. I think if I can place one of the verticals smack in the middle of the shot, then yeah, we could get something out of this. I don't want the cars in front. It would look good in black and white, I think. I come down the back of Sainsbury's here, because this building has got a real feel of the 70s. And where I grew up in Livingston in Scotland, 68 through 76, Livingston was a new town built by the Livingston, what was it called? The Livingston Corporation. And it was all like this, really stark. I wouldn't call it modern, but by its day it was modern. Then they tried to give you some fancy designs, putting the brickwork sideways, that kind of thing. I think we've got some kind of throughways. How can I get some shots out of this? It might be the 80s, but it looks 70s to me.
What's that?
It's a camera, video camera.
Really?
Yeah, tiny, isn't it?
Jesus,
See the screen on there?
Oh my God, I've never seen the likes of it.
I mean, they do them like this,
Yeah.
which is the sports camera, but these are more for your talking to camera, you know, do it yourself kind of thing. So you don't need a film crew or anything like that. Do it all by myself.
Yeah, good on you.
Yeah, I'm trying to do some pictures of stark, brutalist architecture, and I think that wins, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There's quite a bit of it around Folkestone.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
Cheers, and you. You have to engage with the public, don't they, if they want you to. I thought this would be ideal, but actually there's too much clutter. But I can see the archway. That could give me something. Oh, actually, if you look at the design of that building, that's stark, isn't it? It's all lines and verticals. It's a shame about the tree, but I think I can get a few shots out of this, so let me set up. Is there anything brutalist around here? See, that's quite brutalist, but that's got to be the 60s or 70s. Bouverie Place. Got the car park up there. It's all very stark, isn't it? Interwoven with this old structures and architecture. Maybe I shouldn't be looking for brutalist, rather maybe I shouldn't be looking for 70s architecture, just stuff that's, you know, I want concrete built bollards and concrete dividers and that kind of stuff. I might find some. What do you think? The vertical building with the escalator going up. Because I'm here, I will take one shot of it. 50 mil. I might be able to cut off the sky and just get the angles, things like that. Brutal architecture. Yeah, look at that. Straight lines, concrete, in the midst of an old high street. Look how old those buildings are. But if we're looking for brutalist, then this is it. West Cliff House offices. I have no idea what it is, what it houses. Probably something governmental, don't you think? Shots to be had here, people. And I might be able to get close up and take some different angles. Let's get the camera ready, and I'll give you my thought processes. I can prop you up there. So I kind of like that. I think I can take something of that. I'm not sure whether I get closer, but we've got these verandas sticking out. Now that could be a case of being straight on, although it's very difficult to get straight on when you've got a street like this. All made out of concrete, look at that. And the shapes going up there. Vertical lines. I'm going to walk down here a little bit, whether I can do something with this. It's the bizarrest of designs, but it's got to be worth the shot. Stood in a puddle. Come back a bit, I'm at 18mm there. Got a dreadful post. Wonder if I can clone that out. Get down on my knees and go straight up. Has a feel of something from the 70s about it, or the 60s. You know, when you have the Persuaders or Randall and Hopkirk, and they cut to a scene where the people are coming to look for the criminals. I'll put some overlaid music. And it would look like that. So I've done a portrait. Let's see if I can. Oh, it is brutalist. It's very good. Could be colour or black and white. I'm going to go and see if I can get a shot of this from the front. I'm happy. I didn't think I'd get brutalist, but there's quite a bit of it in Folkestone. I'm going to get straight on here. Some people up there wondering why I'm taking pictures, but can I get a pano out of this? It's difficult. No, I can't do it. Even at 18mm, because it gets all convex in the perspectives. Okay, have these shots. There's another location just the other side of town, so I'm going to get back to the car and then drive all the way down to the other side of town. It's going well. But of course, before I get to the other side of town, there's more. Just at the back of the building I was just at. Look at this. Is that amazing? Ooh, I like the staircases as well. I think I might be able to get something out of that. Stark architecture. I suddenly wish I had brought my wider lens. That's probably 70s, to be quite honest. But I'm going to get a shot of that angle. So that's one shot. Maybe get a shot of the two levels where the top floor there ends, but then it continues up. And then a shot of the staircase. I've been shooting in aperture priority, by the way, usually f11, f13, and it seems to be working. DJI still playing up. It's giving me all the it'll face track me and then it'll disappear. Yeah, so what was I saying? I can do this in post-production because I've only got my 55, maximum 55mm. Had I brought the 18 to 200, I could have zoomed in and just got the angle. But equally, I can crop in, can't I? Loving it, loving it. When you've got a purpose, a reason for doing your photography, and in this case, I'm avoiding street photography. Obviously, I'm not doing landscapes. It makes sense, right? But because I'm focused on just trying to find brutalist architecture, I should perhaps be closer up. I don't know. It's a first trial for me, but I'm enjoying it, so it's a good thing. And I will do some cropping so that I can make the most. Because if you're doing stark architecture, brutalist architecture, I think you want to be close up. You want to be right in, you know, getting some right angles and verticals and horizontals, that kind of thing. And to prove that point, if we just walk over here, can I do anything with this building? I don't think so. But it does look, kind of has a feel of London in the 60s and 70s. You know, people's living rooms just coming straight out so that anyone walking by can look in. It's a nice angle going on there, 45 degree. So the closer I get, I can get up like that, can't I? I'm seeing things. The windows. I think they have to go landscape for this, but I can crop it and make it a square crop. Lovely. Okay, have those ones. I'm going to drive to that other location I was talking about. Fascinating place, this. So as we enter Tontine Street, there's some very colourful buildings all the way down here. But we've also got the Cube and this amazing structure, which I believe, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, houses an indoor skate park for the youth. So the Cube and the indoor skate park, I'm going to call it that, while they don't represent stark architecture or brutalist, they are nonetheless worthy of a photograph. But what I want to come down here, we've got the Quarter House, which is a small theatre and actually has got a stage and everything. So I'm thinking, get a couple of shots of this. It's modern, but is it brutalist? Is it modern brutalist? And you know what? It's something I've been thinking about for perhaps another video, is to find one subject, where whatever the subject is, whatever the location, and actually take photographs of it from different locations. So if I was to do Dover Castle, I might be at the far end of the town and it's just a little bit of Dover Castle, and that would be one scene. And then I might go and stand in Dover Castle and take a shot of it from inside. So that's what I'm thinking here for the what's it called, the Quarter House. You see it behind me now. Is to just take a couple of shots of it It is brutalist, isn't it? Look at that. It's just stark. I'm trying to get the camera to point up. Might be better if I flip it. Do they like cubism in Folkestone? So to conserve battery power, I'm just going to take a couple of shots of the quarterhouse from different locations, see if I can capture its brutalism, and then we'll take a couple of shots of the skate park and the cube. So actually, all of those shots now, don't need to see me filming it, do you? Or do you? Do you want to see that? Nah. Here are those shots. I've got one more to look at after this. I started up there. It's windy down here. You can see the funicular railway, is that what they call it? But I thought I'd like to take a few shots of this new block of flats that they've built here on the seafront, which all look empty. Is it brutalist? Because I'm thinking brutalist is represented by the 60s and 70s, right? Concrete. But what they've done here, they've designed the building and they've put all this strange architecture in place, curves and bends. And I think that would make for some good abstract shots. There are definitely some shots to be had here. And it's a case of being close up, isn't it? Just to get the symmetry. Lovely. I think I'll go around the front because I'll get better light. The sun will be shining on it. Those two pictures. I want to go around the front. Now this goes back to what I was saying about taking photographs of the same subject but in different locations. So as I come around the front here, I'm seeing different things. But if I was just stood under it, then I wouldn't get a particularly good shot. But there's lots of symmetry going on here. And I actually like, for a photography element, more than anything else, I like the fact that the bricks are protruding. It's a strange design. I'm not sure about including people in my shots. They're all empty. Well, there's just some seats up there. Maybe someone's bought one. I don't think they're cheap. Where's the best shot? I want to come underneath again. Rip. Adjusting camera. I like looking up underneath the verandas because I think that you can see all the little ridges. Yeah, there's some landscapes and portraits to be had here. I have to come around here a little bit because the lay of the... I don't want the sky in the shot. Might have to do some cropping. It's stark, it's modern. Is it brutalist? I'm not sure. Can you see that? Shapes and patterns. I think we'll get one more from round the front, and then we'll call it quits. It's been a fun exercise. But it also got me thinking, if you're into photography or you want to get into photography, let's just adjust this while I'm walking. What would you do if you don't have a camera, but you still want to learn? You watch all these videos on YouTube, that kind of thing. And for the most part, everybody's got a mobile phone, right? And mobile phones take great photographs. So what I would suggest, if you haven't got a camera, but you want to get into photography, start using your mobile phone, but actually take on board all the whole things that you might have been watching other people talk about on YouTube, which is things like the art of composition or exposure. Play around with some of the apps that you can use to edit your images, like Snapseed. I use Snapseed on my phone sometimes. But by doing all of that, you can gain the knowledge of photography. You'll start getting a composer's eye, an eye for composition, but you're just using your phone, right? And to prove that, I'm going to take a picture on the phone just so that you can see what I'm talking about, because the phone will do a good job and you can say, oh, that's nice, but what if I'm doing what Tudor's doing and I want to get shapes and, you know, abstracts? So we could go portrait there and we can zoom in on the bricks and I can make a square crop out of that. In fact, if I go 4:3, square crop, taken on the phone. See, so if you're into photography or you want to get into it but you don't have a camera of any sort, you start using your phone. Right, I'm going to take one more of this just because I'm here. There's nothing actually brutalist about it, and that was the theme for today, wasn't it? Yeah, that was fine. So yeah, jolly little exercise. I enjoyed that. Just another element of what can I put in my photography canon. Brutalist architecture. I was limited to Folkestone. If I'd gone up to London, maybe walk around the Barbican, something like that, there's lots of stark 1970s architecture up there, which lends itself to this kind of genre of photography. But nonetheless, I got good pictures. I might have turned some of them black and white. I might have left some of them in colour. But yeah, if you enjoyed that, give me a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.